Hey, what if I told you the scariest nuker in Wuthering Waves is gonna be an elegant opera singer with a violin and a bone to pick? Enter Phrolova, the havoc virtuoso who doesn't just perform, she demolishes. Her kit reads like a grad level music theory exam until you realize she's actually pumping out huge damage every rotation. Nail the melody, and you're turning the battlefield into a crimson concert hall of high uptime crits and huge damage numbers. In this video, we're going to break down Phrolova's damage potential from top to bottom, explore how her mechanics and rotations could play out in combat, and decide whether her haunting melodies are worthy of a Grammy. So, buckle in because we're diving headfirst into a concerto of chaos. Yo, welcome back to the channel. Kamusta sa inyong lahat? Let's do some brain gymnastics and see what kind of carnage we're working with. For this gloriously unhinged mental exercise, let's assume Phrolova's sitting pretty at only 1,723 attack, which, mind you, doesn't even include Empyrean Anthem buffs or those delicious substat rolls that could shoot her well over 2,400. Rocking a 42% havoc damage bonus and flexing either a full 262% crit damage from 150% base plus 44% from the 4-cost main stat plus 68% from her inherent skill effect, or a monstrous 294% crit damage when in full afterglow stacks. Phrolova's gameplay revolves around three essential combos that form the foundations of her operatic carnage. First, we've got the Scarlet combo, her on-field warm-up act that fills her forte gauge with volatile notes while gently smacking enemies in the face with crit stack enhanced attacks. Each enhanced move helps stack her inherent skill's crit damage bonus. Next is the Reincarnate combo, triggered after casting her Liberation. Depending on whether Phrolova flashes a tragic frown or a sinister smile, the attack sequence changes because nothing screams balanced gameplay like mood-based artillery. The type of note in her gauge, red or violet, right, determines her attitude and by extension, the kind of havoc devastation she'll unleash. Lastly, we have the Maestro mode, the second half of her Liberation chain. While Phrolova floats off stage like a smug phantom, Hecate takes over. You get 3 loops of 2 basic attacks and 1 enhanced attack, which you can freely weave between character swaps. It ends with Curtain Call, a grand finale that scales up your enhanced attacks during the stage. Note that these calculations are purely theoretical and intended for entertainment purposes only. Her kit isn't officially confirmed, so treat all of this with a healthy pinch of salt and maybe a side eye of skepticism. So, we start on field with what I call the Scarlet combo, Phrolova's dramatic opening act that hits harder than any double encore performance. It begins with her basic attack stage 1, which delivers a 2-hit slice. Stage 2 follows with a single calculated strike, and stage 3 unleashes a sequence of 6 precise notes plus 1 main hit. From here, she transitions into a heavy attack, and if the conditions are right, she concludes with the Scarlet Coda, an operatic detonation classified as a resonant skill. Note that each listed move in this combo deals a single damage instance regardless of visual flurry. No bloated multipliers here, folks, just the cold hard math. Landing Phrolova's full Scarlet combo can unleash up to 107,000 damage, which is absolutely wild for what's technically her basic kit. If you're not prioritizing her basic attack skill, you're basically telling her to sing lullabies instead of dropping nukes. Now, we move to the second half of Phrolova's concerto, her emotionally unstable Liberation Mayhem. This section combines elements of her basic attack, resonant skill, and forte circuit to form what is easily the most melodramatic burst combo in Wuthering Waves. Reincarnate is fast, it's violent, and oddly dictated by her facial expression. And it is based on the final note on her forte gauge, or it appears to be. Red for happy and purple for sad. After you trigger your liberation, her face will either beam with joy or frown like she just dropped her favorite teacup. If she faintly smiles, you get happy forte circuit. And if she cries, then you get the sad forte circuit. So essentially, Phrolova nukes based on vibes, and the vibes are lethal. To summarize, the happy face combo clocks in at around 68,900 crit with full crit damage stacks, while the sad face combo comes in just a touch lower at 68,100. So, whichever emotion she picks, someone's getting deleted. And then finally, we pivot to the Maestro phase. This is Phrolova's off-field domination mode, where she lets her pet violin ghost Hecate commit war crimes while she relaxes in the backstage green room. When triggered, Hecate cycles through her stored volatile notes, performing 6 basic attacks, 3 enhanced attacks, and a show-stopping curtain call to end the entire act. But wait, this is where things get borderline illegal, because once you activate her second inherent skill, Phrolova begins battle with 8 stacks of those crit damage stacks, giving her an immediate 20% crit damage bonus. Reach the cap of 24 stacks and she's at plus 60% crit damage bonus. And if you are smooth, you can get up to 68% in one rotation, bringing the total to 262% crit damage. It appears that this stack is cumulative and will only disappear after Phrolova is inactive for 30 seconds or more. Therefore, you could potentially gain up to 100% max stacks once you get to Phrolova's second turn. Again, this is just an assumption. So, let's look at the full damage combo. Phrolova's 3-phase arsenal isn't just musical, it's mathematically brutal. Assuming optimal rotations, havoc bonuses, and full crit stacks, she can potentially rack up astronomical damage in just one round of action. Here's a summary of her total output by combo type. So in short, if Phrolova smiles, the world burns. If she frowns, the world still burns, just slightly more melodramatically. No matter which face she makes, the numbers slap harder than a crescendo in a silent auditorium. Even when facing enemies with 20% defense and havoc resistance, for example, Phrolova can still deliver approximately 397,600 total damage in a single rotation. Proof that her numbers hold up even when the odds aren't in her favor. And pairing Phrolova with Shorekeeper provides much needed sustain along with extra crit buffs, while Cantarella offers a well-rounded boost with healing, attack, and havoc support, making this a reliable and powerful team setup. Camellia and Cantarella may require more nuanced synergy unless Phrolova is played strictly as a support, given that Camellia thrives on basic attack buffs, while Phrolova provides heavy attack buffs. Danjin and Cantarella, by contrast, complement her flow quite well, thanks to their strong outro synergy, aligning perfectly with her combo timing. Is she a hyper carry? Absolutely, she practically demands center stage. Single target menace or AoE queen? Why not both? Phrolova controls the flow of combat with the stagnation or clumping them together for that perfect show-stopping performance. And finally, so should you pull for her? Well, that's entirely up to you. If you're already smitten, go for it. She's clearly capable. But if you're still on the fence, just take a long look at these numbers and decide whether this kind of damage potential fits your playstyle. If you found this breakdown helpful, consider liking the video and subscribing for more Wuthering Waves analysis. Hit that bell icon so you're notified when new guides drop. And if you have questions or insights of your own, feel free to leave a comment. We're all here to learn, optimize, and maybe cry together over crit rolls. Thank you so much for watching. Maraming salamat po, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.